for him to be sworn in?
Yes, please. Yes.
I say Christopher Woodrum.
Solemnly
Swear
that the evidence I shall give to the court in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Thank you very much. Mr. Boudram, please feel free to sit down or stand, whichever you prefer, right? Whichever makes you feel more comfortable. We are all very conscious here in this room, very big room, and a lot of people, and obviously you're the focus of attention today. And we are conscious of the fact that this is not going to be easy for you, all right? So you take your time. If at any stage you want to have a break, just tell me, all right? And we will have a break. If there's you need time to pause to think about what you're going to say, please do so. I don't want you to feel under any pressure at all. We're very grateful for your being here this morning, all right? So you take your time and you tell your story, answer the questions from Mr. Maharaj over there, all right? And you just take your time, all right? Any problems, you speak to me and I will deal with it, all right? Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Boudram, you are an underwater diver.
Yeah.
And for how long have you been an underwater diver?
Approximately 12 years.
Approximately 12 years. And you are PADI certified as a diver.
Yeah.
That is a scuba diver.
Yeah.
Do you have any experience in commercial diving?
Yeah, 12 years experience.
12 years experience in commercial diving.
Mr. Boudram, can I ask you please, if you bring your chair a little bit closer and bring that microphone a little closer to you as well, then everybody in the room can hear what you have to say, and you won't have to be asked twice then, if you follow. All right, thank you very much.
In respect of what happened on the 25th of February 2022, you swore to a statutory declaration.
Yeah.
And that was dated the 28th of March 2022.
I'd like to believe so.
Yeah, you could take it from me, the 28th of March 2022. And the contents of that statutory declaration are true and correct.
As far as I can recollect.
Yes. And you also were interviewed at SAPA by the Commission in the presence of your lawyer.
Yeah.
And you gave answers and you signed a statement. And that was on the 19th of October 2022. Okay?
Okay.
And the contents of that statement you signed are also true and correct.
Yeah, correct.
Now, I want to ask you some questions about the 25th of February 2022. And I want to do this in a way that I would lead you on, but I would give you the opportunity of saying it as you remember it. Okay? Take your time and don't be afraid. And as the chairman of the commission said, if at any time you want a little break, he will permit you to have that break. Okay? On the 25th of February 2022, you were employed with LMCS Limited.
Yeah.
And you were employed as a diver.
Yeah.
On that date, could you tell us what happened?
How far away back, from the beginning or from the...
No. At the time when you went to work that day, could you tell us what happened?
On the 25th?
Yes. You remember
So-
on the morning of
so-
the 25th?
So yeah,
You went to work?
I reached work early because we requested to reach work early.
And you attended a meeting on that morning?
I believe so. We had a little
Can I try to recall? You had a toolbox meeting that day about a
right.
job?
That is when we reached on the badge. Yeah, that's when we was on the badge.
Okay.
Out on the job site.
I'm going to ask the camera people, please, to be a little more prudent in the number of pictures they take. There's a limit to how many times that clattering should be proceeding. Thank you very much.
So you went to the toolbox meeting that day, and that was in respect of a job that had to be done.
Yeah. So we had the toolbox meeting concerning this riser job that was in question. We got around at a toolbox meeting. Toolbox meeting is more or less of the job entails, what we're going to do for the day, and the stages of how we're going to do it. The safety officer will also talk to us a little safety briefing, the hazards of the job and whatnot.
Okay, let me see if I could. And the job was to change a riser, not so?
Yeah.
What you had to do with
the job that day was actually to go we had to do that day, boy. I apologize. Sometime.
No, I understand. You had to put in place a new riser, not so?
Right. Yeah, but it was in stages. Before putting in the riser, we had to unbolt the blank. Right. We had to take out the mechanical plug. Right. Do a carb test. Right. And after the carb test was cleared or passed, or however they want to term it, then we will proceed, take out the plug, the inflatable plug, and install the riser. As this is the steps in how they told us we had to do it.
I wonder, can you just tell me, we know that there was a habitat or a chamber over the top of this riser,
Right.
yes? And you and your work colleagues were working inside that chamber.
Right.
Yes? And the first thing that you had to do on that day, from what you said, is to remove the blank plug. Is that right?
Yeah.
Not plug, the
Just
blank.
the blank, yeah.
Yes. That's like a cap, a top.
Right, yeah.
So that was the first thing you had to do, was it?
Yeah.
Right. Well, you take it from there. After you'd done that, who is it that did that?
Me, Yusuf and I, well, all of us was in the chamber. Well, the habitat was Faizi Kurban. He was like the most experienced out of all of us, so that's like the lead diver, Faizi Kurban. Rishi Nagasa, Blacks.
That's his nickname, Blacks, isn't it? Yes.
Yusuf Henry, myself. Kazim Ali was on the badge as a standby rescue diver in case something was to go wrong.
Yes. So he was supposed to stay on the barge,
And
and the four of you were working, were you?
Right,
inside
yeah.
the chamber. Did it need all four of you?
Yeah, that sense. Yeah.
Right. All right. So tell us, you've taken off the blanking then what happened?
The blank is not like something that you could just lift off. The blanket by itself is maybe about 150 pounds. Because they're talking about a 30-inch diameter pipe, with half-inch thick sheet plate where we used to make the blank with.
Right.
So that by itself is not easy task. You have to hook up chain blocks. Chain blocks is something like a manual crane, right? You have to hook up chain block stofers to maneuver these heavy equipments, these heavy things, to get it off. We have to take it off, put it down. So for it to be done safe, you need more than 2 men. Right. Because you actually need 2 men to guide the flange. He's supposed to know what I'm talking about, to guide the flange down while 1 man operate the chain block and the next man overview that nobody don't put a hand in any pinch areas. That kind of, this is not the first time we do this job. We never encounter no hazards on this job. When I mean no hazards, sorry, no, we never get into any complications because we all be competent and know what we're doing. Forget about what I may think about the type of equipment or the certs. I've been doing this for years.
All right, Mr. Woodrum, Mr. Maharaj is going to pick up the sequence of events.
Yeah.
I know you're very anxious to obviously get this out of the way and tell us this, but it's quite important that we have the sequence of events. Do you follow? And you've told us now, so Mr. Maharaj is going to take it from there. Thank you.
Right. So after removing the blank, what is the next thing that you all did?
After removing the blank, we had to remove the mechanical plug. To remove the mechanical plug, you just have to use, because it's inside the pipe, right? You have to use a spanner. No normal pipe wrench or crescent or spanner could work because of the confined space inside the pipe, in the diameter of the pipe. Mm-hmm. So we made a tool with a socket, an extension on it, and a cross piece on top of it, something resembling a capital T, to slacken the bolts. The mechanical plug does work that when you tighten the bolts in series around it, it'll expand and hug the inside of the diameter of the pipe and cause a seal.
Right. But in order to remove it, you
have to slacken out all those bolts. Hook up the chain block on it.
Okay.
Right? Take it out, jack it up with the chain block, bring it to the side, right? Well, after taking that out, we didn't drop it to the seabed. We went and shackle it up on the outside of we fasten it to the outside of the habitat, right? And after fastening it there, we came back, and then Faizi instructed me to go and find out if the finish the carb testing at bird 5.
Okay, 1 second. So you came back, so you went for lunch and then came back?
No.
No, okay.
No, it's before take lunch.
So you came back, and what happened?
After going out of the habitat, I asked Dexter if they finished the carb test. Dexter told me yes, the carb test was done. At the same time, I saw the boat coming back across, the pirogue coming back across. And I asked the guys themselves who did the job if the carb testing finished, and they confirmed it. I went back down. I confirmed with Faizi the carb test was finished over there. Right? So he said, well, all right, let me take out the mechanical plug. We take out the mechanical plug, we bolt it up, right?
When you say take out you then take out the mechanical plug?
Yeah, before we take out the mechanical plug, I went and get this information from outside to make sure we could do this, right?
Okay. Okay, and what happened?
After we get the clearance, we take it out, right? We came out for it to do the carb testing, right? Because an external contractor or team, whoever was supposed to oversee the carb testing, Faizi and I.A.N, the rest of the team was supposed to just put the equipment in place, and then would do the testing, right? Since we are the divers. When we came, I came out, I delivered the message that we were ready for the carb testing. They sent down the thing. I was on the barge. Yusuf came back out and tell us that it can't work, it's too small, fuzzy, and everybody come back out and tell them that it's not fitting, it can't work. They ask for a bigger one. When they check it, nothing bigger can work. It's the pipe had a little deformity. Paria and Coe'S and LMCS had some discussions on whether or not they should go further or whatever. They said, tell us take lunch. We took lunch from there.
Okay. You said the carbon testing couldn't work. Could you help us what it is couldn't work?
To do the carbon testing, you need a proper seal. Right? And because the pipe was deformed, it couldn't get a proper seal. Correct?
Okay. Right. So you all went for lunch, and you all came back after lunch?
Well, yeah, we take lunch right on the...
I want you to take your time and tell us, as far as you remember, when you came back from lunch, what happened? What was the first thing when you came back from lunch that happened? I could help you a little bit. You remember about the mechanical plug, what you said? What happened?
So after we take lunch, I don't know, for some reason my mind just going blank. After we take lunch, we came back out. Coe'S Jr. tell me that we get the clearance to continue the job without the carbon testing.
Correct.
We all right. We had a little talk with each other. We say, well, all right, we just need to take out this inflatable plug, install the riser. That's a wrap for the day. We say, right, that's what we're gonna do. We went in. We went in the habitat. As we went in, we had then deflate the inflatable plug. All right. So because I wasn't there for the inflatable for while they install it and all them kind of thing, I took like a back seat while I was deflating it and things like that, and that's for a spanner. That's for a spanner because apparently the lever was jammed or something like that, that they couldn't just release the air. So at the same time, Coe'S Jr. came in and we tell him we needed a spanner. He went out, collect the spanner, bring it back in, give me the spanner, I give it to them, and as he come back in and I turn around, after I do that and I turn around, I even sure if I collect the spanner. After I turn around, I saw the water in the chamber start to rise, and I see like, whatever going on here, look, this thing filling up, let me get out of here. And I jumped, and when I jumped to come out the habitat, I feel like instead of sinking in water, I feel like I was floating in like it had no gravity, you know. I feel like, and then after, within a second, it was like a tornado, everything just spinning and beating you up, and it happened so fast, you couldn't react. The only thing I remember able to do was cover my head, like in the fetal position. After that, all I remember, I didn't even remember actually getting pulled in the pipe. I just remember going hurled through the pipe at unbelievable speeds. It feels like if you're driving a car and you're doing 100 or 120 on the highway, it feels like if you're going through that kind of speed. Every time I try, after I realize I'm in the pipe and I'm going through the pipe, every time I try to stop myself jamming the walls of the pipe, I feel my hands burning through the wetsuit. While going down it, I feel a little debris hitting you. When we kind of stopped, when the water kind of slowed down, and I was able to stop myself. At this time, I couldn't hold my breath no longer. My throat, when you hold in your breath for too long, after a while, your body, your lungs just fight to try to gas a breath, and when you're forcing your airways close, you see a noise. That's why I was saying. Your body suffering to pull air. And at that point, I tell myself I was going to be dead. I say, God, I come in, Ma, look out for me. I was expecting to be dead there. And all of a sudden, I just out of the water and catch a breath. Was in a state of panic. Realizing that, alright, I need pipe. I just now nearly dead. I'm not sure if I'm alive. I'm a matter of fact. I ain't sure where is if I'm in hell, if I'm in heaven, if I'm in a pipe. It may sound funny to a lot of people, but that's how I was going through my mind for a brief moment, and then I heard, I believe it was Coe'S calling out to me as the first person I hear calling. And I assumed he was outside the pipe and calling me, I thinking that I fall down the pipe. And I was like, well, I'll hear the audio. Yeah, boy, who's that, boy? Yeah, boy, who's that, boy? Inside the pipe, boy. Yeah, boy, inside the pipe too. And from days when I realized that I had to go into survival mode, you know, I'm still living because I hear somebody talking, unless he dead too. I had to find out, and I started going to the voice closer and closer. I still didn't actually make out who it was until I reached on him. When I reach on him, I touch him, I foot touch him because I was going backwards. Because I get sucked in the pipe, and in my head, I thought that I get sucked in head first because I tried jumping out foot first. So the pipe up here, right? And if I jump here and I end up in the pipe, so I thought I get sucked in head first. At least that the maths I did at the time in my mind, you know? And I tell myself that if I get sucked in head first, well, foot first is the way out, you know? And Kazim, Ali, and whoever else was that, they was closer to the riser, and it was like ridey, because that's how it's sung in, you know? So when I reach across now, and my foot touch something soft, and I pull it back, so because I was in a state of fright. I said, who's that boy? He said, boy, me boy. I said, me who boy? He said, boy, Coe'S boy. I said, Coe'S, you alright? See, no. Yusuf answer. I said, who is that boy? He said, oh, me boy, Chris boy, Yusuf boy. I said, Yusuf, you alright boy? He said, no way brother boy, my foot break boy. I said, alright boy, brother boy. I feel my hand and foot break too, but we had to get out of this. We had to come together and we had to get out of this. I hear bawling in the background. I said, who is that now? Who is that? Person in answer. I said, who is that? Yusuf said, boy, that is Faizi, boy. I said, Faizi. He said, yeah. I said, you alright? He said, yeah. Is there anything wrong with you? He said, no. So what are you bawling for? He said, I don't know. I said, alright. What, man? We have to get out of this. God is good. We go come out of this. Let me pray. I pray. I ask Kazim Jr. I say, Kaz, what we could come out of here, what we could do, boy, think, what we could do. Kazim say, boy, we go on there. I say, no, don't say that. No go on there in here. We come out of here, boy, we no go on there in here, boy. We coming out of here. I say, alright. Say, all the way blocks. Yusuf tell me about feel he pass over a block slower down when he was coming across. Say, he ain't sure what's going on with you. I said, well, yeah, what's going on? We can't stay and wait for you. We have to go and come back. Who could move, let we move. Say, Faiz, you push. Yusuf, you push Coe'S and I go pull. Now before that, I asked him, I say, I think we have to go backwards so because I think I come in foot first. Kazim said, no, we come in head first. No, we come in foot first. I think we come in head first. Kazim said, no, we come in foot first. I said, no, we can't come in foot first. He said, yes. Yusuf said, yes, boy, Chris, boy. I sure we come in foot first, Chris. Faizi say, yeah. I said, well, all right, boy, well, we done in this. I can't fight all if I said, that is it. If we had it dead, we had it dead. Let me go. I had to go to all, let's see. If them didn't know where we had, what direction we had to go, I'd be dead today too. We form a chain, like, I tell them, I say, listen, I'll put my foot underneath Coe'S shoulder. Coe'S, see if you could lock onto Yusuf. Yusuf, see if you could push. Coe'S, Faiz, see if you could push everybody. And we go in. Now, mine all here. Inside it was like an unbelievable nightmare. Your eyes burning. Every time you try to open your eyes, it's burning. You're pitch black, you can't see nothing. Your throat burning. Your ears ringing. Your body sore. Inside it wasn't no just crawl through a pipe like what plenty people might be thinking. And me and them fellas, with all the pain we had, we link up together and we drag and pull, drag and push and pull. And every now and again, small Coe'S would ask for a rest because he apparently was in the most amount of pain. You go say, Chris, we had a restaurant to stop. I could get a minute.
Do you want to rise, or are you happy to sit for a moment? What would you like to do?
I like to walk outside for a minute, please.
Of course you can. Yes, please take him out for a moment, please, somebody. And yes, would you take him, please? Thank you very much. Take him to the witness room, which is just through there, on the left-hand side. All right. We'll rise for a few minutes then, please. Thank you. Are you as all right as you're going to be, Mr. Boudram? Sure. Don't feel inhibited in asking again if you need another break, all right? At any point, all right? We don't mind taking a few minutes, all right? So if you need it, you ask, all right? Take your time.
I would have meant that at least I could be here and do what I do for them. I would have that. Because I feel living every other way. I apologize.
There is no need for an apology. Absolutely none at all. Do you think you need a little more time, Mr. Boudram?
No, let me just get over with it.
Of course. Well then, take a moment. Got water there.
Let me go over with it. Let me go over with it.
Okay, Mr. Boudram, what I will do, I will let you continue from what you were saying, but then with leave of the Commission, I would show you your statements and ask you whether what you said in those contents of the statement are true and correct. Okay? Okay. So the last thing you told us just before the break, take your time, you said that there was, you all formed a human chain, and Kazim was ill. Could you tell us what happened after that, as far as you can recall?
Pulling and dragging through the pocket.
Can I ask you, at this stage, was there any water or fluid in the pipe at all, or were you in a dry area of the pipe?
Where I ended up, now I noticed that I was closer to the riser than they was, right?
Right.
Where I was.
So you were at the front, effectively.
Right.
Yeah. So you must have been the last person to be sucked into the pipe.
Correct.
Right.
While I was there was some water, maybe like about 8 to 10 inches
Right.
of water.
And we're talking about a 30-inch pipe. We have a hoop here somewhere,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So it's not a great big amount of space. Do we still have the hoop? Yes. That is about an inch smaller on either side for the sort of pipe that you were in. That's the, so that we can get a visual. That's the diameter, approximately, of the pipe that you were in. All right. So we can now picture the situation. You're down there. It's completely dark. So you can't see anything, but you can hear, all right, and you can touch. There's about, did you say, 8 inches or so of water? Something like fluid?
8 to 6 inches
Yeah.
of, well, liquid.
Yes, a mixture, right.
Yeah, we couldn't really tell exactly if it was pure oil, but it was mixed.
Right.
Because I understand what it is now.
Right.
You know?
And the walls of the inside of the pipe, were they slippery? I mean, how did it feel?
They were thickened with oil.
Right.
Oil residue.
Right.
Was
They're quite
totally-
old pipes, so obviously
Yeah.
they will build up of that material on the inside.
Yeah.
So was it slippery as you were trying to crawl along?
Yeah, it was. Every time you're dragging, you're feeling like you're not going away.
Yes. Did you have any idea about how far away you were from the vertical pipe? Any sense of that at all? No.
I could tell it wasn't I don't think it was a short way.
No. All right.
Because I feel like it was forever inside.
Anyway, you were telling Mr. Maharaj and us what you were doing. You're pushing and pulling and making your way along the pipe. All right.
Yeah.
And did you encounter any more fluid?
While going back to them, where I was like about 6 to 8 inches. When I reached back to them, the pipe was totally dry.
Right.
Well, other than the gunk on the
Inside.
yeah.
Right.
Right, so
So you'd gone backwards first of all, shuffling backwards with your feet first, as it were, yes?
yeah.
And now you've made your chain, you've told us you're now making your way forward again, all right?
Right.
They'd persuaded you that that was the right way to go,
Yeah,
okay?
thank God.
And so off you did. Off you went. Now, as you're going forward, you start going back into the fluid, and then tell us, take it from there, and tell Mr. Maharaj will help you along.
Well, it wasn't like as just back into the fluid. I like the short version of it. You know, in between that, we had a lot of stops and breaks, and
right.
I was praying with the guys. I asked them to pray too. You know, Yusuf prayed with me. Faizi say he praying. Kaz, I tell Kaz to pray. Kaz say, boy, my wife is a Catholic. I say, she know. Help here, but God, boy.
All right.
Tell him, let me go again. He was constantly asking for breaks and stop. I know that we couldn't inhale this for long, you know. I found a tank.
Right.
While going back, find a tank.
Did the tanks have the spiders on them still?
Yeah.
You know, the spider is the
Yeah,
pipe
yeah,
work,
the
isn't it?
regulator,
Yes, and the regulator and the pressure gauge and all of those sort of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You had all that was still attached to the tank, was it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I found that Faizi found one while he was coming up earlier on, because
Right.
I asked if anybody had any tank with them or anything like that,
Right.
and Faizi told me he had one. I said, all right, we're going to need it. Keep it with you.
Pausing there for a minute, when you were in the habitat, everyone had taken their tanks off, hadn't they?
Yes.
So you were all working, as it were, in the semi-dry.
So remember that these equipment, a tank is about 30 pounds, right? You in this dry space here now, right? You come out of the water and climb up on the scaffold and you're in a dry space on the platform, right? You wouldn't have all of this weight on you.
Right.
Even if you had an umbilical cord with a super light, a Kirby Morgan super light, right? That is, the latest one, I think it's 22 or 23 or something like that. That it's by itself is about 30 pounds.
Right.
So even if you had that one, right, you cannot function, you can't do pipe fitting work, you can't do no kind of work with that hat on you. When you're on a commercial job, as this one, and you're using surface supply, the rescue diver who on standby don't even have a hat on. You would have what we call the toilet seat on him.
A what?
It's called the toilet seat.
Okay.
Right? On him, and he would have his hat on his lap. Because of the sheer weight of it, out of water, out of buoyancy, this is a lot of weight on your neck.
Right.
Do you understand?
I got you, yes.
So even if you was using surface supply, when you enter inside it, it's like a decompression chamber. When you come in a decompression chamber, you take off all the gas and you relax and you decompress, right? Because you're not going to have that, you have breathable air in the space.
Right.
Right? So we take off we gas and was doing the job.
But all of these tanks with the spiders attached to them were sucked in with you, yes.
Everything gets up.
All right. So you'd found. So you're telling us,
Yeah.
you'd found these two tanks. Faizi had got one, and you come across one as you're making your way out.
Right.
Take it from there, please. Mr. Maharaj will help you.
Yes, you found the tanks and you're making your way back.
So
Tell us what happened.
after I find the tank, I tell them, I say, yo, watch me. Breathing this air for long could get we delirious and get we nauseous, and we start thinking all kind of shit. We need to start taking interval sips of air from the tank to keep clear oxygen in the system. And we can't breathe it right through because we go need it. So we can't just hold it and breathe it. So I tell them, I say, I would give body breathe with Kazim. Every now and again, after pulling and pushing and we're exhausted, we take 2-3 pull of the fresh air, right? The air in the tank. Not much, and we share it. So we don't know how long we will need these tanks for, you know. We don't even know if there are more inside. At this stage, it was in my mindset, not knowing what's going on outside, what caused this incident. I'm not sure if it was an explosion I'm not sure if the whole boat on fire. We don't know, you know. And I understanding and thinking all of that and trying to stay calm, to keep them fellas calm, was one of the hardest things I had to do in this life.
Could imagine. Could imagine.
When I tell them, well, all right, we go body breathe a little bit and go, and we can't take long rest, cause I keep telling cause that Yusuf was in pain, but Yusuf was a fighter. Yusuf had resiliency to a whole different level. He pain and he with me. He said, Chris, let me go, I'm with you. And push him. And he push him. Faizi, as normally, he's strong and silent. He's not a big set of words, but you know he there. Because him was in a lot of pain. He tell me he break up, but I assume he was crippled. Because every time I tried to move him, he couldn't move. He said, Chris, I can't move. And I'd be dragging, and I was using one hand, because this hand was pinned. This hand was pinned behind my back. And every time I tried bringing it forward, it was an excruciating pain. So I thought it was broken. So it was using one leg of my ankle. My ankle and all too was damaged. I thought that was broken too. I don't know. And we was pulling and dragging, and Kaz was trying all he could try to, but he's only human. And he was asking for rest, and sometimes I wasn't giving him the rest, sometimes I was stopping for him, sometimes I feel that nobody was helping me, sometimes I was telling them, I was bawling at them and saying, "All push. We go, all you gotta help me, all you're not helping me." I was feeling like that. Giving them words of encouragement, telling them, yo, God is good, He could take me out of this. Well, are we coming out of this, boy? We coming out of here. I say, boy, who knows? I sure Andrew Farah may be done inside this pipe halfway coming for we, boy. So all you don't worry, all yourself, we going and get rescued, we going and come out of here. And pulling and pushing and pulling and pushing. I come high up and I found the GoPro. As with the audio you all hear.
Yes.
Found that and I said, well, boy, the GoPro here, but I pick up the GoPro and I was within a rest. I was thinking about leaving a message for my family, because I already started to realize what was the outcome of this. And with that GoPro in my hand, something just tell me, boy, don't proclaim death on your life, boy. Trust in Jesus and just do what you have to do. And I pray again. I tell him, hey, I find the GoPro. I found one of my torchlight. I put it on. But you still can't see nothing. You can't open your eye to watch anything. I put the torchlight on my hand. Guys, they were, don't take off the light. I said, Carl, you could see anything. He said, no, you can't open your eye, but you feel any brightness. Leave the light on. I said, Carl, I didn't take off the light on. I said, Chris, we're going on there. I said, no, we don't go on there, but let me go. We go in.
Move a little closer to the microphone, please. Thank you.
He said, I apologize. Yeah, big man kind of this. Yeah,
So you moved forwards, carried on moving forwards with your brakes. Did you come across any more fluid?
Yeah, when we bounce up water. We keep going in the water. As the water started to fill up, it got a little easier to move. You know, so I was a bit relieved too. But knowing what coming up ahead, would have been more water, because I realized the water started getting higher and higher. So I take a measurement from top of my nose to the top of the pipe. And I had 6 inches. I said, Vice, take a measurement from the top of the water to the top of the pipe. Vice tell me he had 8. I said, alright. He said, what happened? I said, boy, water getting higher and higher. Boy. It had a little silence, because after saying that, like, everybody started to understand that we're going into water and we need 2 tanks. Don't know how much they have in them. That survival situation is a real different one too. You don't know who will panic on you. You don't know if you pass your regulator, if they will pass it back.
Yes.
You just have to trust each other and see what.
Anyway, did you enter the water then, together?
I went forward. I tell them, hold on, I need to go and check to see how far this water is, to know if I could pass them through. I didn't tell them that. I tell them I need to go forward and check to see how far the water going. I'm coming back now. Small cars was kind of reluctant to let go, man. I tell small cars, I said, guys, don't worry. I'm not coming out of this pipe without you. Coming out of this pipe without none earlier. I guarantee you I'm coming out of this pipe without you. I will never leave all you. I went forward, maybe swim about maybe 15 feet. And as I went in, more into the water, the whole pipe was totally
Filled?
Yeah, filled.
Right. So did you take one of the tanks and the regulator with you?
Yeah. I went in, I swam about 15 feet inwards. And I realized that I can't drag them with the pace we move in 15 feet of water. And still I ain't find no access. I can't drag them with that pace we move.
Right.
Them fellas going to die there if I try to pull them through that. And they may kill me too, because in panic everybody could be fighting. And so I understand I had to go and get help and come back for them. So I come back, prepare my mind mentally, because at this stage I still not sure if we're going in the correct direction.
Right.
I still not sure if I go and swim to boat 5 and bounce up a blank, or if I swim further away from the rescue, because everything inside me open a rescue, you know? Everything inside me open a rescue was going on. Nobody was making an attempt to rescue me. You know what I mean? Sorry. I understand that. I'm not sure how far this water going. And I don't tell myself I may not come back from the swim. But I had to know, I had to try. Because staying here is just as good as dying. And it don't make sense I should stay one place and dead. Or I'll just be killing the men and them too. Like staying there.
All right, take a moment.
I always somebody who doesn't know what's going on, and I was always somebody who could control and see things through, and I feel like I tell her how it's coming back when I feel like.
Mr. Boudram, you told us that you went back to where the others were.
Yeah.
And you were steeling yourself to tell them what you were going to do.
Yeah.
And did you do that?
So I come back and after preparing myself mentally of what I had to do, I told them that, yo, we can't go no more further like this. There's a lot of water ahead. We only have 2 tanks. We're not sure if the tank's full. I make them understand the situation. I told them that I'd be there. Somewhere in between our conversation, we heard knocking. And I was like, who knocking? Who knocking? Because before that, I asked them to knock too. I was knocking on to somebody there. I said, anybody knocking? They said, no, nobody knocking. I said, who knocking? I said, but they hear that coming from my blocks, boy. Yeah, sure. But we can't go back for you, boy. When we coming back for rescue, we'll come back. Tell them fellas, go back a little bit, where they will be comfortable. Because we're in so much water, everybody had to keep the nose jammed on the top of the pipe.
So you were upside down. I say on your back rather.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're all on your back at this stage, and so you're saying to them, go back to where there's more air, where a larger air pocket, where it was dry actually, where they were, and you were going to go forwards and get help. All right. So you've taken one of the tanks. What about Kazim Ali? What happened with him?
Kazim Ali asked me, say, Chris, don't go now, boy, don't go now. I said, why Kazim, I had to go, boy, but
He said to you not to go.
Yeah, he asked me not to go. He asked me to stay with him.
Right.
He said, don't leave me here, don't leave me here. I said, Kaz, I'm not leaving here, boy. I'm just going to get help and I'm coming back, boy, brother, boy. Coming back for you. Yusuf said, oh God, Chris, don't leave me. I said, brother, I'm not leaving here, boy. All you know when I say something is that, boy. I don't just talk things, but I'm coming back for you, boy. Yusuf said, all right now, brother, all right now, brother. Tell them, I say, hey, Faiz, you had to come too. I say, Faiz, you had to come too with that tank, boy. I say, Faiz, you know what you have to do. And I tell him I go on. Kazim tell me, yeah, but he couldn't let go my foot.
So you left.
I had to pull my foot off of Kazim.
Right.
Can I kick it off of him to let go my foot? Because he telling me, yeah, Chris, go ahead, but he couldn't let go my foot. I had to yank it out, force it out of him. And I left. After I spin around from man. The man was stretched out in the back, so I spin around and come on my belly.
Right.
I had the tank in front of me.
So you're pushing the tank with the regulator in your mouth.
Yeah.
Right.
And as I enter that water, because I know I don't have much air, or I have a limited amount, I don't know how far to go. As I enter that water, I must up every piece of strength, everything in me to just push. Just move as fast as I could move.
Right.
Pray and I asked God to give me the strength, and I just go on and I started to just run through that water. I started to move through that water. While going through, my tank started to go dry. You just know, even if you don't have a gauge, I experienced that, but just know when your regulator start to get hard on you.
Yes.
Some regulators make a little singing noise. Mine's, well, I don't even know if that was mine. The tank that I had wasn't making any noise.
Right.
But I know the tank was going, it was getting hard. So when I realized that I could have only hope I reach the entire air pocket, or I start feeling if I could feel a tank or anything like that too. So while I pushing and feeling, my tank hit the next tank. I hit tongue. And at this stage, I force in the diaphragm. Well, I know you just do recreational diving, so you know what you mean by forcing. If you ever do that, it's like a sucking out a bottle, like a wringing it dry, just feel like that. I force in the diaphragm to get some air. Air done. I reach back in a state and I nearly drown in until I hear ping. And I hear ping. I let go of this tank and I run up and I scramble that one and I feel fit. When I feel and I get the mouthpiece, it had no. When I get the second stage, it had no mouthpiece on it. Right? So I pushed the whole thing in my mouth. It was like eating oil, pure oil inside. And I purge it. And I get here. Thank you, Lord. And I just started go again. Maybe about...
Pause there for a minute. What did you do with the empty tank? Did that pass by you?
Yeah, I left it there. And
there was enough room for it to pass by.
Yeah.
So you were able to leave it in the and then carry on with this new tank that you'd found.
Now remember, I looking to reach as fast as where I want to go, as fast as possible. I don't need no extra baggage to hold me back and go with the other.
Yeah.
So that's forward I was going. That's all my mind. Ever seen fit. Flight or something like that, and just forward. And as I keep going, I enter a air pocket, but the sun wasn't totally dry like the last one. This one was like halfway of the pipe with water in it, or liquid. You know? And I hold up, saving my air, and I traversing through the water now.
Are you able to say how long that was for, that there was this air pocket?
At this stage, I'll be honest with you. After trying to use all my senses and understanding and whatever skill I had with them fellas, at this stage when I turned around and started to move, it was like me running for my pit bull. Right. I wasn't thinking
how far it is,
how far, or anything else. I was just, my mind was just set on forward.
Yes.
So, asking me to judge the distance I was in. I apologize that I wasn't able to get that information, and I only understand how crucial it was only when I'm outside the pipe.
Right.
But for me mentally, it wasn't as easy as people might think as it.
No, I understand. And so there was this air pocket, and did that come to an end?
Yeah. So just before it came to an end, I heard Feis's voice. Christopher. Yeah, Feis. It's you. I pause. He said, where? I said, right here, boy, right here. He said, right here, where? I said, I in the pipe house, right here. I saw me right here. He said, wait for me now. I said, Feis back, I wait for you, boy, brother, boy. I'm breathing down here too long. We staying down here too long. We need to move, boy, brother, boy. We down here too long. We had to save anybody. We had to get out of here. I can't stop. We can't take no breaks. If you need to take a break, stop and take a break. Once I reach out and I get rescue, I'm coming back for you. I said, Chris, wait for me now, boy. Chris, wait for me now, boy. I said, boy, Feis, I can't wait, boy. Just before, when I realized the pipeline flooding out, at this stage, Feis telling me that, boy, how this thing happened, boy. And he talking, and I tell him, boy, don't worry about that now, boy. Don't worry about that. Say, boy, we go come out of this. Yeah, boy, we go come out of this, boy. Have faith, boy. Just before the water, the pipe totally full of water, I stop and I say, Feis, where? He say, I here. I say, here, where? He say, right here. I say, Feis, you coming? He say, yeah, coming. I say, Feis, but me hearing water moving. He say, yeah, I coming. I say, all right, good. Well, here we going on. I go in. He say, going away. I say, well, the pipe fully, I going on underneath. He said, no, wait for me now, wait for me. I said, but I can't wait for you. All right. I need to go.
And did you?
I did.
Right.
And as I go, maybe about, for this one, because it was a short distance, I could judge that it was maybe around 30 to 40 feet. Or what I may felt as 30 to 40 feet.
No one's going to hold you to it, Mr. Boudram, I understand. But anyway, you felt it was a lot shorter.
From the bend. When I feel the bend, pause. Because now I'm going to face either death or life.
Right.
Because remember, I'm still not sure if I'm going to 5 or 6 here now.
Right. So it's either light above you or not.
Make up my mind to die for the third time. Now I went up. While going up, sorry, I missed something. I found that next tank while coming across. Right? While we was in the water. That's why I asked Faiz, I stop and I asked Faiz, Faiz, you have air? Faiz tell me, yes, you have air. I say, sure? He said, yes. I said, alright. I find the next tank, I keeping it. He said, no, wait for me. I said, Faiz, I can't wait for you. And I went into the water.
So is this a third tank then?
Third.
Yeah.
The first one, what I had, well, if excluding Faiz zone, right? The third tank that I had in my possession. Right? I left that one where the pipe was full of water. The second one, right, where I found, and then the third one where I found in that spot.
So this
right?
is your third tank.
Yeah, that's my third tank. So I hold on to that one, right? I say Faiz are gone. Now this is before I meet the elbow. Right? I swear to God, if I knew the elbow was there, I would have leave that tank for somebody else. I didn't know. Take the tank, and I went in. I find the elbow, and I find the elbow. I still held on to the two tanks because I'm so much in fear of that being a blank, and I may have to traverse back. So when I find that tank, I was still in, okay, well, I have a next tank. This might be a lifeline in case that go wrong up there. So I grabbed the next tank, and I went up. When I reached up there,
did you see daylight?
Inside there was pitch black.
Right.
I feel like if I could have give up when I reach up there and I see nobody inside it. None of my, I would call them family was inside there waiting for me. Andrew, Dexter, no rescue diver, nobody was inside that chamber. I don't know. When I see that, I wasn't sure if I was living still. Because it was so unbelievable to know this happened and nobody here to assist me, nobody. I didn't see nobody inside the pipe trying to rescue me. Nothing. Every time I open my eyes, it's burning. I can't see anything. I can't hold up my weight inside the pipe because the pipe gushy.
Yes, slippery.
Right? One tank full, the next one, maybe about half. I could tell that because the buoyancy. I experienced diver, I would know that. So I say, okay, well, let me let down this tank, that buoyant. I know it's not going to drop hard, so if you're not Faizy behind me, it's not going to hit it. Right? It will take its time and go down. Or maybe just be neutrally buoyant. Right?
Right.
So I let go that and I held on to the full one. And I started to feel around and I felt that chain from on the chain block.
It was hanging inside the pipe.
It was hanging inside the pipe. I used that and I wrap up my right hand on it here. So. And I said, alright, Chris, we gotta get out of here. After I tried trying to climb out several times, I realized I couldn't climb out. I couldn't wedge myself in it. The pipe was too small to try to wedge yourself in the pipe to climb up, and it was too slippery. It was like about 4 to 5 feet. Okay, so I in this and floating at the water reaching me around neck height.
So you're floating
in the water.
Right.
It would reach me around neck height. I'd be kicking and swimming, right? Treading water.
Treading water, right. But could you see the top of the pipe?
Right. And that was like...
Out of your reach?
Out of my reach.
Right, so what, like the ceiling here?
Not that high.
Not even that high?
No, not that high. Just barely out of my reach. Just barely.
Yeah.
You understand the frustration?
Yeah, I can.
To reach this far and car come out and I hold on to the chain and I'm trying to pull up and I'm forcing this arm to give me some strength to try to hold on. So I made 3 or 4 attempts and when I hold on and this arm get strained, it give up on me. So every time I'm falling back down. So I had no strength to pull myself out of it.
Right.
I take the chain, I make a knot on the chain with my right hand. Where my foot could have fit into it. I put my foot into it and I'm trying to pull up on it now. And after all the attempts are trying to climb up without doing that, like my body now was too weak to actually propel myself up there now. So from there, the only thing I realized I could do now is just bowl and call and pray somebody upside there, somebody. I just hope outside now on fire, hope somebody actually care, you know, to rescue me. And I wrap the hook or the chain, the next end of the chain, on my hand here, so, and I was ponging on the pipe and bawling and crying and bawling, help, help, well, help me, and I'm ponging, and then in between that I hear a knock. After I hear a knock, I knock it back once. Then the person like they hear the knock and then it me 2, dong, dong. I them back 2, dong, dong, so they could understand that this is just not something swinging, is somebody actually sending you a signal.
Reacting to the knocks,
right,
rather than just something loose hanging. I got you. Yeah.
And then I started to hear a little sign of bawling, like humming. You can't really hear distinctively what it is, but I understand that, all right, they're hearing me. And I hold on there for my dear life, feeling to faint, feeling to black out, totally exhausted. And then all of a sudden I just see a light, because every now and again I pull in and I raising as far as I could raise and getting a little peep. But I can't see down, I just seen a little over the, and I started to see a little light shadowing in the
habitat.
In the habitat.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it was the angel that coming from me. I tell myself this is the light where the people will be talking about. Coming like, I swear this was that coming from me. When the person come in the chamber, now I know Ronald Ramuta personally, on top of he being a mentor to me in diving, he is my neighbor. I grew up underneath him. And I did not recognize him. He had on his hoodie. I could barely see too. All I seen is just like a lighted image. And when I see my Jeff back in the pipe and I start to let go the chain, because I'm frightened and not knowing what is this. If this is in my eyes, because I mean I'm a strong biblical person. I say the angel are there to something, they were like, who's that boy? Who's that boy? He say by me, but I say by me, who by me, who by? He say Rolly, but I say Rolly who by? He say Ramuta by, Ramuta by. He say Rolly that you by? He say yes, but I say by take out a hoodie, let me see now, boy, take out the hoodie. He say by better get me out of here now, boy, save me now, boy, please. He say yeah boy, and he tried pulling me up once or twice, but he alone couldn't bring me out because the height of the pipe, he didn't have much force on his side because he's not too tall neither, you know. So He said, but I alone can't do it, but I have to go and get help. I said, oh gosh, don't leave me now, boy. He said, but I have to go and get help and come back, boy. I said, boy, don't leave me, boy. I don't know how long I could hold on here again. As I tell him that, he said, look, Corey coming. I said, Corey, who? He said, Corey, where? I said, all right, Corey. I said, Corey. He said, yeah, boy, Christmas. I said, boy, save me now, boy. Well, I get him out of here now, boy, brother, boy. Well, it was, boy, get him out of here now, boy. He said, all right, Corey, hold, man. It really helped. And me trying to, whatever strength I had left, to pull me out of the pipe, really asked me if I'm all right. I say, yeah, I say, boy, them fellas down there, boy. Them fellas down there, boy, I had to go down and help them. He said, yeah, he's just waiting for more equipment and backup. But you go get them. I say, boy, if I see not too far, boy, if I see not too far, boy.
Pause there for a minute. Were you telling them that they were alive still when you left them?
Yes, I tell Rolly this. Rolly was the first person here. Ronald Ramuta was the first person alongside Corey. Because when he came in, he asked me, he said, what to them fellas? Where Faisy? Because Faisy is his brother, I know also. Yeah. Tell him Faisy not too far from me, boy. Everybody down there, boy. Right. Well, I go for them now, boy. He said, yeah, boy, he just waiting for equipment and backup, boy. All right. All right. All right. Corey,
Mr. Boudram, what we're going to do is have a short break, all right? We're going to take a little break now. Let's have a cup of tea or something. Someone will look after you, all right? And we'll resume in about 20 minutes, all right? 22, please, 20 to 12. Take your time, and then we're going to deal with the second phase, all right? I'm going to let Mr. Maharaj deal with the second phase, but I'm really grateful for your evidence so far, all right? Just you take 20 minutes, all right? Thank you very much. We'll rise now.
All rise.